I'm Jeff Philbin here with new ways to answer the old question. What's for dinner? Today, a new take on a classic dish as we make simple stuffed peppers, a supper easy enough for a weeknight, but delicious enough to taste like you spent all day cooking. Plus, we even find time for a super quick dessert of peach puff pastries. Joining me back in the Dinner Diaz kitchen today is Dwight Hudgens from Barbara's Kitchen, also known as the dreaded fisherman. Well, for obvious reasons here over here. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as
the
well.
Dinner Diaz
Good to
kitchen,
see
my
you.
friend. Last time Dwight was with us, he kept the cleanup quick as we made a one-pan meal of spatchcock game hen. And if you missed it, that episode and the recipe are still at dinnerdiaz.com, along with over 100 other recipes in our archive. But today, we're breathing new life into a classic weeknight staple: simple stuffed peppers.
That's right, simple, healthy stuffed peppers.
Even better.
Where we're utilizing turkey.
I love that. All right.
But first, we're going to do a yellow saffron rice to add to it. And we're going to take our yellow saffron rice, our water, and pour it into a rice cooker with a little bit of butter. And we're going to have that cooked down, so once we start prepping all the meat, that rice will be ready, and we can blend that also into the stuffed peppers.
It's all about time management.
All about time
It's
management.
all about that time management.
And flavor.
You got to make sure you have all of that.
That's it, time management and flavor. So once that rice gets going, we start prepping for the peppers.
Cool.
So basically what we're going to do is we are going to top the peppers. Now a lot of times people do these horizontally.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a upright, vertical stuffed pepper. Because I like a lot of extra turkey inside mine.
I mean, that's what it's all about. You got to have that extra little burst right there.
That's right.
I got to get the protein here.
Exactly. So basically we're going to cut it off the top.
Okay.
We're going to save this top because we're going to utilize the top.
Okay.
And then we're going to clean the pepper out. We're going to get all the insides out.
Okay.
We're going to get all the fibers out of it and all the seeds out of it and make sure it's pretty clean inside there. And we're going to place these peppers into our pan. And the nice thing about this is that anyone can do this, and you can have fun doing this with your children because it's very simple and clean.
Absolutely, and it's vibrant.
It's vibrant.
And it's fun because I see all these colors
Different
of everything,
colors.
and it just excites your eyes to it.
And what we do is we like to use a lot of different color peppers. Sometimes you could just use green if you want to just use green peppers. But I like to have it very vibrant because, of course, we eat with our
with your eyes. Absolutely, and it's kind of fun too. You might have the kid who's like the picky eater, but you bring out that favorite color of theirs, and they're like, "This was just for you, bud." You
Ready to go.
It's
Exactly.
really fun.
So you don't have to just use peppers too. If you want to, you can actually use tomatoes. You can stuff tomatoes. You can stuff zucchini and stuff like that with it as well. So we're going to break this turkey up a little bit in here. And once we break this turkey up, we're going to add a nice pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt.
Okay.
We're going to add another 2 pinches of cumin.
Okay.
This cumin has a nice little flavor to it.
Absolutely.
Now this, we add a little bit of extra spice to it. Now this is a little chili.
Okay.
So it adds a little punch to it as well. So some chili and then fresh oregano.
Nice. Okay.
And these are the nice aromatics. We get those fresh oregano in there. We're gonna mix this up a little bit, and then we're gonna actually smash our garlic and end up adding our garlic into this as well.
Nice.
And once we smash this garlic in here and add it into it, if you just take that flat knife, smash that garlic down, put that in there. We're going to do 3 cloves of the garlic.
Perfect, because for a supper of stuffed peppers on your table tonight, grab Dwight's recipe at our website, dinnerdiaz.com. We have everything that you need. The ingredients, the amounts, and the directions are all ready to print if you don't like cooking from your phone. But if you're down with the kids, find us by opening your camera app as if you're taking a photo and just pointing at the TV. When your phone sees the QR code we put in the corner of the screen, a link to us will appear.
So the next step after this sits for a second, let those seasonings marinate. We are going to rub our peppers in the olive oil.
Okay.
So this is a smoky olive oil, and we're going to set these and put these into the oven.
Okay.
And what we're doing is we're kind of just pre-cooking them a little bit.
Wait, so you gotta look, let me see what kind of olive oil we're
So
working
that
on
is
over
the
here.
dreaded fisherman's smoky olive oil.
Smoky olive oil.
So it has a little bit of a smoke taste to it, which is a very nice extra virgin, 1.5-month-old olive oil. And what I like to do is I actually pour the oil into the pepper.
Okay.
Then I pour that oil that's excessive into the next pepper, brush it, and we work it around till we do all 4 peppers with this.
Okay.
And that's nice because you don't get to waste it, you don't get to spill it. And now all the peppers are coated nicely with a little bit of olive oil, and then we place this in a 350-degree oven.
Nice.
For about 10 minutes, just to kind of get these peppers a little soft.
Okay, very
just
nice.
a little soft. Alrighty. And these peppers are ready to go into the oven.
Okay.
At the 350.
Boom.
And we should be set to let this go for 10 minutes.
So then what's next? Because that oil is absolutely fantastic.
This oil is delicious, isn't it?
I really, I actually got that smoked kind of bite at the end of it. I'm like,
and what's nice is it actually is smoked with olive wood. So it's olive wood smoked olive oil that we do.
Very cool. Very
so
cool.
now we're going to get this turkey into the pan, and we're going to start browning this turkey. And once we get this turkey nice and brown.
And no oil, no butter. You're just going straight into a nonstick
pan.
Okay.
And there we go right there.
I love it. While our stuffing starts sauteing, we're taking a break. When we come back, see the other flavors Dwight adds to his stuffed peppers, plus a quick and easy dessert that you can make in minutes ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Dwight Hudgens from Barbara's Kitchen is with us today for a return visit. He's the dreaded fisherman on Instagram and on his line of seasonings. But today, no seafood to see here, as we're making stuffed peppers plus a quick dessert still ahead of peach puff pastries. Before the break, we started our saffron rice in, well, where else? The rice cooker, then prepped our peppers by trimming the tops, removing the seeds, adding some smoked olive oil, and getting them tender in the oven. Then we combine ground turkey with garlic, chili powder, cumin, and onions for the filling, and let that saute during the break, which...
It's ready.
It's ready?
It's ready. I'm breaking up all the pieces, and if you can scoop some of that saffron yellow rice in here.
Yeah, it smells so good right now.
It smells so ridiculously good. And we scoop that in there, we'll blend that in there, and then we will actually put the cheese in there and get all that stuff to melt together.
All right.
So as you're scooping it in there, we're just going to combine that rice with the turkey.
Teamwork makes the dream work over here.
There you go. Nice.
All right, I think I got
a little bit more in there?
I got one more, and that's it.
Put it all up in there, and we'll get that nice mixed up. Nice. And then we will blend in our cheeses. Now, this is a 3-cheese blend.
Okay.
So it actually has a New York sharp in it.
Okay.
It has a smoked Gouda.
Nice.
And a Vermont extra sharp.
Okay.
And what we will do is we'll blend that together. And the thing is, you can use whatever cheeses you like.
Perfect.
It doesn't necessarily have to be that cheese blend, long as you blend up 3 different cheeses. Because, of course, the more cheese,
the better.
The better. And now we're going to actually add in a little bit of our tomato sauce. And the tomato sauce in here will add a nice little bind to there.
And that was just straight from a can?
Straight from a can. That is a straight, simple tomato sauce. A lot of times I like to use the low salt tomato sauce.
Because you get to control it?
You get to control it. You have the salt from the cheese.
Yeah.
And then we have the salt from the tomato sauce. And now we're going to add in our mango berry jam.
Mango berry jam?
Yes. Now this mango berry jam is a mixture of mangoes and cranberries.
Okay.
And mangoes and cranberries work very well with turkey. So we're going to blend that in, and what that's going to do is going to give us a little bit of that tartness.
Well, let me be the judge of that one, my friend. Pass over that mango. I got to get into this bad boy here.
Mango
berry jam here.
And that's one of the jams that my wife and we do.
Okay.
The mango berry jam is a very nice, unique flavor touch to any turkey, not just stuffed turkey.
So you and your wife, Chef Sharon, are playing around and making these flavors together.
That's the 2 of us.
Look at you. Look at the 2 of you right there. That's a power couple right there. I love it.
That's me cheesing on there right there.
Look, you got to do what you got to do.
So now we have that cheese melted. And it is ready to go into the peppers.
Beautiful, because to grab the recipe for Dwight's take on stuffed peppers, plus the dessert we have coming up, head to dinnerdeas.com. Just get your phone and scan the QR code to head right to us. All right, so this is ready for us to start filling?
This is ready for us to start filling, so we're going to grab those peppers out of the oven.
I love it. I'll help you over here. I'll get these peppers out.
And once we grab those peppers out of the oven, we will start stuffing them.
And we just put these in for about 10 minutes here.
Yeah, we put the peppers in the oven for about 10 minutes. And what that does is it allows the peppers to soften up a little bit.
Okay.
And once those peppers are a little soft, it actually cooks nicer and tender once they are finalized. So we're gonna stuff this mixture into our peppers, and we're gonna get it nice and packed all the way to the brim. You see that cheese is nicely melted into there.
I love it.
And I know I'm pressing it down just to get it nice and filled.
I mean, it's all that turkey. We just wanted to have all that extra turkey. You were talking about it just a moment ago. I want all that extra turkey too with you.
And you know what makes it nice? Just 2 peppers is a meal.
Yeah.
You know, you have 2 peppers is a meal. This was a pound of turkey.
I love it.
And so that means each one of these peppers is about a 1/4 pound of meat.
Yes.
So you have a 1/4 pounder in here. and
because it's vertical, it's almost like feeling like, all right, I'm gonna get really that extra bit more too.
Extra bit more.
And like,
you know, and I actually love the presentation of it too. It gets that extra pepper, it gets that presentation, and then once we top that with the cheese, and that cheese melts down on top of there, it becomes an amazing meal.
I love it.
I like to loosen up the top so that the top has that nice little rustic, loose look to it on the top.
Okay.
And then we're going to put this with a little extra cheese in there. We are all blended.
Oh, right up to the brim on that,
right up
there.
to the brim.
Come on now.
Alrighty.
That is a cheese mint.
There you go. So we would sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top of that, and we'll finalize that thing. The last bit of cheese.
More cheese. More cheese.
You can never have too much cheese.
More cheese.
And look at that. That is a nice topping, and these peppers will melt down and bubble fantastically.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I love it. And these are going to go back into the oven?
Back into the oven.
All right, let's get these back into the oven, because while these peppers finish up in that oven, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we've got enough time to do dessert too. Plus, we'll be putting together quick and easy peach puff pastries ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Dwight Hudgens from Barbara's Kitchen is with us today. He's the dreaded fisherman on Instagram, but today's haul was caught on the high seas of the grocery store, as we're making simple stuffed peppers plus a super quick dessert of peach puff pastries. Before the break, we finished our filling by adding cooked rice and cheese to our ground turkey plus tomato sauce and half a jar of mango berry jam, mangoes and cranberries from Dwight and his partner, Chef Sharon. Then we filled the peppers that we were partially cooked in the oven, adding on some more cheese for good measure, because everything
never
goes,
too much cheese.
You can never have too much cheese. You just need that little bit. That
bubbling, dripping cheese.
Ooey gooey deliciousness. You just need it. So we put those back into the oven to get those bacon and get that ooey gooiness, which allows us this great opportunity to have a beautiful dessert.
Yep, and we're going to do a quick, simple, beautiful dessert.
Cool.
We're actually going to use a peach jam, but you can use whatever jam you have in the refrigerator.
Right on.
But this is our peach jam. We're going to have some cream cheese, and we're going to use pre-made puff pastry with a little fresh fruit. If you use a different jam, let's say you use a raspberry jam or something, maybe you want to put a couple of raspberries in it.
So complement it. So get the fruit that was part of the jam, so that way then it's on theme.
Exactly.
Sounds like simple enough for us.
What we're going to do is we're going to take that puff pastry. We're going to cut the puff pastry, and we're going to make these squares out of them, and we're going to probably just do like a 6x6 or 8x8 square. Cut them in half right here, and now we have this beautiful puff pastry square. And then we're just going to take some cream cheese, and we're going to smear a little cream cheese in the middle of there, and that nice smooth cream cheese.
Now, did you do anything with this cream cheese?
No, this is a simple cream cheese. Again, Sharon and I, we like to keep things lower sugar. If you want, you can blend that cream cheese with a little confection sugar and give it a little bit more of a sweetness to the cream cheese. But we use the sweetness from the jam. So we take that cream cheese there, and then we're going to take a dollop of jam, and we're going to push that jam.
I like the technical. We're just putting the dollop right there.
That's it, the dollop.
It's that dollop right there.
That's Sharon's speech.
I love that. So what made you
So this peach jam right here is peach season. So it's Georgia peach season. When we make this jam, we use Georgia peaches in our jam. So we're going to go with that peach theme.
All right. Well, I mean, I gotta go for the whole trifecta here and rolling it out on like what is going on here.
And while you do that, what we're going to do is we're just going to show you how we simply fold this pastry. So we do a little fold over from one edge, meeting in the middle. We brush a little egg on here just to get that to stick. And we put a little bit of egg on there. And we're going to do the same thing for this one, a little fold over, a little bit of egg, little touch right there. And then we're going to take a couple pieces of peach and just stuff it right on.
So we're just gonna tuck them right in there.
Tuck them right in there.
Okay.
And that is it. Tuck a little peach there. Now let's say if you did the raspberries or something else, just tuck a couple of raspberries in there. Not a problem. And then we're going to put this on our tray. Now this is parchment paper.
Okay.
And a lot of times people don't realize that there is a difference between parchment paper and wax paper.
Yes.
You're not supposed to cook with wax paper.
No, that's gonna just all melt right there.
It will melt.
That ain't good. So we don't want to do that because you want to grab the recipe to do it the right way for these quick peach puff pastries. Head on over to dinnerdeas.com where we also have the recipe for our simple stuffed peppers. Just scan the QR code to get there.
And now we are just brushing an egg mixture on here just to give it a nice coloration. And we're gonna do a nice little liberal rush of an egg. And then once this is done, into the oven it goes. Now it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes depending on your oven, but it's a quick and simple, easy,
It sounds like it.
delicious.
The whole preparation sounds very quick and easy right here.
That's it. Let's go for the
And
oven.
it's stuff that you have already in the fridge.
It's stuff you can have in the fridge.
I love it.
You know, and again, any jam, not your jelly, because the jelly will melt out.
Yeah.
So you want to have jam. Jam has that body to it.
It's that thickness behind it. Yep.
And then that cream cheese holds it in place and gives it that
Sounds
nice
good.
creaminess.
Let's get these bad boys into the oven.
And we're going to take the peppers out of the oven.
Ooh, all right. Sounds good to me. One goes
need a
in,
little assistance
one comes
here,
out.
Josh.
This is the most fun part of it all.
So
Here.
those nice bubbly peppers are coming out.
You worry
of
about the sweet, I'll worry about the savory over here because
There you
these
go.
look absolutely fantastic. Oh,
Oh, that smell. Look at them things. There is beauty. And the color.
you know, the color's fantastic. And you know why? It has just that perfect amount of cheese right there. All the colors just come in. It's just like so inviting.
So let's get these on the plate.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to plate up this. And again, it's nice to have 2 peppers per person. Look
I love
at that.
it.
Oh my gosh.
And it
look
keeps
at
its
that
form
ooze
because
of
you
that.
went vertical, so that way then you really are playing off the shape of it.
Yes, you're going to keep its shape there. Going to get low on the bottom of there and
I
just
love it.
let it ooze out. Look at that dripping.
I love it. Now, do you do anything with the tops here? Anything else with
I
it?
just garnish with the top.
You just garnish with the top.
Yep, and I garnish a little bit with the top in here and a little green top there.
I love it. And what else is green on the plate there?
And that is fresh oregano off to the side. That's our little garnish, is a little fresh oregano, and that fresh oregano has that little aromatic to it.
I love it. I love it. Don't forget, if you make these or any of our recipes for your dinner, we want to see it. Share a photo with us at facebook.com/dinnerdeas. That's what Victoria did. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
She's watching in late class, and she made the tomato basil salad shared by Kiva Williams, the fun foodie mama. Victoria says it was delicious. Victoria, that looks absolutely beautiful.
It does. It really does.
You did well, my friend. You did very well. When we come back, we're taste testing another delicious idea for dinner as Dwight and I give you our verdict on these stuffed peppers and our peach puff pastries ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Our idea for dinner today comes from returning visitor Dwight Hudgens. The Dreaded Fisherman is how you can find him on Instagram, which is also the name for his line of seasonings. And Barbara's Kitchen are the jams, the jellies, and salsas he makes with his wife, Chef Sharon Young. Today, we've used some of those jams in both our simple stuffed peppers, specifically their mango berry, and in our peach puff pastries. That was the peach jam, in case you couldn't guess. So, I mean, do we want to do the proper thing and start with our entree first?
Yes,
or?
we will start with the entree.
All right, man.
You know, a lot of times I like to dive into the dessert first.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, hey, we want to break, you know,
Hey, let's
the
just
rules
break
and tradition.
Let's take a bite of
You
this.
know what? Let's break tradition. Let's go straight in for dessert. Work our way backward. Cheers to that one. This one.
The fresh peaches with the peach jam and the cream cheese. And that puff paste. Simple. Took a couple of minutes.
Very simple.
And it's unbelievable.
Very, very simple.
All right, we can't let the kids see that.
Why not? Because that's baking without any of the mess. That's the, you know, when you bake with a kid, sometimes it just becomes like everything. This was simple. It was clean. It was easy. And so delicious.
But they can't see us eating that first.
Okay. Fine.
But let's go.
Fine. I guess so. All right. So let's go straight into our...
Into the main entree here.
Yes, here. You got any trick of like cutting into it now?
Just dive right on in.
Just go straight in?
Right on in.
All right,
Give
cannonball.
a nice little cut right there. And look at it inside there. You got the cheeses and the saffron rice and the meats, and you can smell the onions and the garlic in there.
Looking good. Look at that. That looks absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
There's dinner right there. That is dinner right there.
First bite?
First bite. Let's go for it.
Cheers.
Cheers to that one. We both went red.
A cheesiness.
But it's the clean, healthy eating way too, right?
Exactly.
You know, like you use ground turkey. Okay?
Lean turkey.
Okay, so that's already one step ahead.
We use the saffron rice. Fresh oregano, fresh onions. And what's really nice about it is that it's not salty, not high in sodium. And the mango berry jam is not overly sweet. We use a little bit of sugar in there, and it adds that nice taste to that turkey, like
It's
a
subtle.
cranberry sauce with the turkey.
Exactly. It complements it, but it doesn't overpower it. You still get a balance of all the other flavors, which you want in this.
Exactly.
And then you also have that little, you know, let's just call it what it is, my friends. The little capstone of that melted cheese that you just, you know, you go back for it. It's got that nice little bit of the crunch.
And nice little top on there with that crunch, like you said.
Let's just call a spade a spade. That's like the best part about it.
That cheesiness. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for having us back.
Well, thank you, Dwight, for being back with us, because you can head to DinnerDeeAs.com now to grab the recipes for everything that Dwight Hudson's has made today, and for a link to his dreaded fisherman seasoning and also Barbara's Kitchen jams. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more Dinner Deeas.